The historical, geopolitical, and economic dynamics between India, Pakistan, and Iran significantly influence the strategic significance of India's involvement in Chabahar. India's enduring cultural and economic bonds with Iran contrast sharply with its fraught relationship with Pakistan, characterized by territorial disputes and recurrent tensions, notably over Kashmir. These historical complexities underscore India's strategic imperative to diversify its trade and transit routes, leveraging its partnership with Iran to bypass Pakistan's influence and establish a direct corridor to Afghanistan and Central Asia through Chabahar Port. By capitalizing on long-standing ties with Iran and navigating regional rivalries adeptly, India aims to strengthen its geopolitical position, enhance economic connectivity, and foster stability in the wider Indo-Pacific region. Pakistan's strategic location, situated between India and Afghanistan, has often served as a bottleneck for India's trade and connectivity with Central Asia and beyond. The historical animosity between India and Pakistan, exacerbated by recurring conflicts and border disputes, has further complicated regional dynamics and hindered efforts at economic integration. Chabahar Port, located on Iran's southeastern coast near the Gulf of Oman, holds immense strategic significance due to its proximity to key shipping routes and its potential to serve as a gateway to Central Asia and beyond. Unlike Pakistan's Gwadar Port, which is developed with Chinese assistance and located in Pakistan's restive Baluchistan province, Chabahar offers India a more reliable and geopolitically advantageous alternative. Chabahar Port provides India with access to Afghanistan and Central Asia via a land route that bypasses Pakistan, thereby reducing dependence on Pakistani territory for trade and transit. Furthermore, Chabahar's strategic location enables India to counter China's growing influence in the region, particularly its ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, and the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. India's interest in developing Chabahar Port predates the recent geopolitical tensions in the region. In 2003, India and Iran signed an initial agreement to develop Chabahar as a multi-purpose port, with India committing to invest in its expansion and modernization. However, progress on the project was slow due to international sanctions against Iran and logistical challenges. The landmark Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action (JCPOA) nuclear deal in 2015 between Iran and world powers, including the lifting of sanctions, provided a renewed impetus for India's engagement with Chabahar. In 2016, India, Iran, and Afghanistan signed the Chabahar Agreement, facilitating Indian investment in Chabahar's development and establishing a transit and trade corridor connecting the three countries. India's investment in Chabahar encompasses various infrastructure projects, including the construction of container terminals, berths, and rail and road links connecting Chabahar to Afghanistan's road network. These investments are aimed at enhancing trade and connectivity, promoting regional economic integration, and reducing transportation costs and transit times for goods moving between India, Iran, and Afghanistan. Despite the strategic potential of Chabahar, India's involvement in the project has faced several challenges, ranging from geopolitical rivalries to logistical constraints. Number 1. Geopolitical dynamics. India's engagement with Chabahar has drawn scrutiny and opposition from rival powers, including Pakistan and China, which view the port as a threat to their interests in the region. Pakistan, in particular, has raised concerns about India's role in Chabahar and its implications for regional security and stability. Number 2. Sanctions and financial constraints. The reimposition of US sanctions on Iran in 2018 presented a significant obstacle to India's investment in Chabahar as it complicated financial transactions and deterred international investors. While India sought to navigate the sanctions regime through alternative payment mechanisms, such as the use of the rupee-rial trade mechanism, the uncertainty surrounding sanctions posed challenges to project financing and implementation. Number 3. Infrastructure development. Developing Chabahar's infrastructure, including port facilities and transportation networks, has proven to be a complex and time-consuming endeavor. Delays in project implementation, bureaucratic hurdles, and logistical challenges have hindered progress and raised questions about the feasibility and viability of India's investment in Chabahar. Number 4. Security concerns. Chabahar's proximity to conflict-prone regions, including Baluchistan and Sistan and Baluchistan province, has raised security concerns for India and its partners. The threat of terrorism, piracy, and instability in the region poses risks to maritime trade and transit through Chabahar, necessitating robust security measures and coordination among stakeholders. Despite the challenges, Chabahar Port holds immense potential as a key node in India's strategic calculus and efforts to enhance connectivity and economic engagement with Afghanistan, Central Asia, and beyond. India's investment in Chabahar reflects its broader geopolitical ambitions and desire to diversify trade routes and reduce dependence on traditional transit corridors dominated by rival powers. Looking ahead, India's continued engagement with Chabahar will depend on its ability to overcome existing challenges, navigate geopolitical rivalries, and leverage opportunities for regional cooperation and economic integration. Strengthening India's partnerships with Iran and Afghanistan, enhancing connectivity infrastructure, and addressing security concerns will be crucial for realizing Chabahar's full potential as a strategic asset in India's quest for regional influence and economic growth. India's involvement in Chabahar represents a strategic gambit to bypass Pakistan's influence and establish an alternative trade and transit route to Afghanistan and Central Asia. While the project faces numerous challenges, its successful implementation could have far-reaching implications for regional connectivity, economic development, and geopolitical dynamics in South Asia and beyond. As India navigates the complexities of the Chabahar initiative, its commitment to enhancing connectivity and fostering regional cooperation will shape the port's future trajectory and its impact on the broader Indo-Pacific region. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos.